Oh my God, it's alive. Okay, my new morning smoothie. The old Coot here, come back at you with another exciting video. Most of this goes into my morning smoothie in different ratios and proportions and all that kind of stuff. I'll try to go over as much of it as I can. But anyways, this has been helping me to have morning energy, right? There's a lot of antioxidant stuff going on in there. Number two, there's also some good energies coming from good sources, right? So I'm trying to avoid the sugar, trying to replace that with like honey instead, which also has other kind of benefits, health benefits, etc. You can do your own research, etc. But anyways, here's what most of the smoothie looks like after it's all blended up, and it's quite delicious. It's quite tasty. I think the pineapple really helps with that. A little bit of the honey helps with that too. It's kind of tangy, it's sour, it's refreshing, it's healthy, at least as far as I can tell. So anyways, let's get into it. So let's talk about the liquids first, I guess. So palm, what I'll do is I'll put one of these, right, which is about, I would say this is like maybe 3 ounces, 3 to 4 ounces, something like that. And it all depends on your smoothie blender. You know, if you have a regular blender, totally fine. This one happens to be a Ninja, and this is like the oversized. I think this is like the 32 ounce, 30 ounce something. I'll try to put links down below in the description, also in the comments section, to whatever I can. But most of this stuff is going to be like a Costco buy, right? Like a Costco deal. I'm kind of bummed. If you saw the video prior to this one, I'm kind of bummed that Costco stopped carrying kale, or at least the ones in Los Angeles, Southern California stopped carrying them. I think it depends what part of town you're in, what the overall desire of the market, the demographic is in that area. But they stopped carrying kale. So what I did was I just went to Smart and Final and got collard greens because that's the closest thing that I could find. Or if I can afford it, I try to buy fresh kale, just regular old kale, cut off the hard stem part and just use the leafy part. But basically it's one of these, right? 3 to 4 ounces of palm. Then I put 3 to 4 ounces, right? One of these of kefir. This was like the best bang for the buck brand that I could find. If you're in a part of the world where you can find, you know, whole milk kefir, even better. It's basically a liquidy yogurt, but it has more probiotics than say like Greek yogurt would have. This one's plain, unsweetened, right? I'm trying to avoid the any added sugars. Palm is pomegranate juice, right? This one here on the back, I think if you want to check out the labels, where is it over here? There's 0 added sugars, as you can see. So trying to avoid those sugars. And then this is where things kind of get controversial. So coconut water, right? I try to find whatever's on sale, and I'm looking for the ones that have as least added sugar as possible. So this one here, total sugars is 13. It only has 1 gram of added sugar. So it's not bad. It's not like 25 grams that you would find in like other products, which I'll get into in a minute. Then what I do is I put some coconut milk in, right? This is for the electrolyte benefits. So the coconut milk, same thing. Costco stopped carrying. They used to carry a really good brand that didn't have like sorbates and eights and nitrates and this and that. They stopped carrying it. So this I got at Smart and Final. This one here, basically you can see it's just coconut, right? Water and organic guar gum. Guar gum is basically like, I think it's a stabilizer to kind of keep everything together. I think it's what it does. So anyways, total sugars is 1, includes 0 gram of added sugar. So that's good. So the reason why I put the coconut milk in there is, and the coconut milk and the coconut water is just for the electrolytes. So we have antioxidants, right? This is probiotics, prebiotics. Then you have your electrolytes. The cinnamon is basically to stabilize blood sugar, right? Again, just, you know, if you're looking into that kind of thing. This is the brand that I like. This is the specific type that I like, Ceylon cinnamon. I've done other reviews on this before in the past. But as you can see, 0 gram added sugars. It's actually naturally sweet. So if you taste it, taste a little bit of it, it's actually naturally sweet. And I put this much, right? Maybe that's like a gram or 2 of it. Maybe like a half of a teaspoon of the cinnamon in there. Okay, fiber. Fiber is important to me. Fiber is like one of those Italian things, right? Blue zone diet things. Black beans. What I do is I drain off the liquid in here and then I rinse it with water. So I put maybe about a tablespoon of beans in there. And it sounds kind of weird, but with all the other stuff going on, you really don't taste the beans. And like I said, as long as you rinse them, wash them really good, rinse them a couple times or whatever, 1 tablespoon goes in there for the fiber. Fiber is what helps the digestion. Fiber also helps to feed those probiotics that are in your gut It's what they like. Okay, the honey. The honey has a lot of health benefits. I put about a tablespoon of honey into the smoothie mix. What I noticed was if I mix the honey in like a tablespoon of honey in one of these with the coconut water to kind of help to dissolve it a little bit, make it a little more liquidy than it already is, it blends a little smoother and you don't get any lumps or clumps or whatever. So that's why the honey's in there. 1 tablespoon. It's also a great source of energy, like natural energy. So there's that part. Okay, the berry mix. So I tried to find kale, frozen kale, could not find it. I ended up resorting to collard greens, right? Not as good as kale, but if I can afford fresh kale, I will buy it. Basically, the trick to the kale is cut out the stalk or the really fibrous part in the middle, right? And just take the leaves. And what I'll do is I'll fill up the leaves in 1 cup, right? So this is like a measuring cup. You don't have to mound it over, just kind of 1 cup of kale. If I can find it, I'll put it in there. Otherwise, frozen collard greens. Fresh is always better if you can afford it, but in these days and times, frozen seems to be the answer. So 1 cup of frozen collard greens is what went in there today. If I can get the kale, I'll put the kale in. Okay, so it's usually one or the other, kale or the collard greens. If you want to go ahead and do half a cup of kale, half a cup of collard greens, knock yourself out. Okay, organic blueberries. Kirkland product, right? Costco. This is a Costco product. This is also a Costco product. Blueberries, great antioxidant qualities. I think it was Dick Van Dyke was talking about how he eats like about a cup of blueberries a day or something like that. Don't quote me exactly, but the guy is like pushing 100 years old, so it's got to tell you something about longevity and all that. Plus whatever else he's doing to stay active and fit and healthy. So blueberries go in. Okay, pineapple. Pineapple is kind of like a digestion thing, right? If I can find papaya, fresh papaya or frozen papaya, I'll put that in there as well, right? So it's usually about a half a cup to maybe a cup of like the pineapple, whatever fits inside of the Ninja blender thing or whatever. Make 2, or make a shake for 2 people if you can, just because there's so much going in, or otherwise you can cut down the quantities of each item if it doesn't all fit in there. You're going to have to experiment at home and see what works best for you, the quantities, the ratios. Do you want it more sweet? Maybe you might want to add some more honey. You want it less sweet, put in less honey or put in less pineapple. You kind of get the idea. But the pineapple, walking here, talking about pineapple, he loves pineapple. If you remember that Bradley Cooper video, comment down below. Let me know where you saw it. But anyways, pineapple, good digestion. It's got some other good stuff going on there too. Okay, this one. This is a new ad. Dragon fruit, passion fruit, mango, right? You can buy the mango on its own, right? And just do that if that's all you have. You don't even need this. The reason why I put this in there was for the antioxidant properties, right? Of the dragon fruit, passion fruit, etc. It's also a good thing in general to throw in there. Blatant statement, right? Bro science to just throw it in there. But there you go. But the same thing. So there's about a cup of this, a cup of this, a cup of this, and a cup of the collard greens kale. But that's basically the entire smoothie. You should have enough liquid in there to blend smooth. If you don't, you can always add more of the right? The pomegranate juice. One thing that I'm missing, and this pissed me off too, was Costco used to carry 100% juice, right? 0 added sugar cranberry juice. I think it was their own Kirkland brand. And they also Kirkland also used to do their own pomegranate juice. I noticed they stopped carrying it. I guess people associated pomegranate juice with and that's why they bought that. But anyways, I cannot find 100% cranberry juice, 0 added sugar. What I found at the market was like a juice cocktail, which has all this other stuff in there that I don't want. And some of them have sugar and some of them don't. Some of them have acesulfame potassium, which I've talked about in other videos. I hate the stuff. It really wreaks havoc on the pancreas. And it's just acesulfame potassium is not something that I want to put into my body. So it's kind of one of those things, like if I can get fresh cranberries during like the holiday season, like Thanksgiving time around, I'll throw fresh cranberries in there. If I can find fresh squeezed or refrigerated cranberry juice that has no added sugar and it's just 100% cranberry juice, I'll put that in there as well. And that's basically just for males anyway. It's for the prostate. It's also another antioxidant type of a thing. But my quest for cranberry juice continues. Anyways, this video is getting way too long. Links are down below in the comment section, also in the description section. Make sure to check those out. I'm the Old Coot. That's my morning shake. And I'll catch you on the next video. And by the way, if you were curious and you were asking, like, why no protein powder? I stopped taking protein powder just in general. It's okay, you know, in a quick emergency, maybe I might do like a protein shake or something, but I'd rather eat real protein. I'd rather eat chicken, beef, fish, whatever I can afford, pork, whatever the case is, to try to get real protein. Cans of tuna are even better. Like, you get more bang for your buck in terms of the protein. Eggs, like I try to get my protein from eggs in the morning or whatever. That's a whole separate meal, a whole separate thing other than the shake. When do I have the shake? Usually first thing in the morning when I wake up. Gives me the energy for the rest of the day. And then what I'll do is go to the gym, work out, whatever. And then when I come back is when I have like my first meal, which is usually mostly protein. Anyways, that's another video for another day. I'm the Old Coot, and I'll catch you all on the next exciting adventure.